Are you just so tired of being tired? I mean, have you tried everything? You get more sleep, you try to de-stress, you're drinking all the coffee, and nothing seems to work. Well, if that sounds like you, then you're in the right place. We're about to dig into a hidden reason for exhaustion that a lot of standard tests miss, and it's literally written in your DNA.
So let's just start with a really big question here. What if your constant fatigue isn't about your habits at all? What if it's actually found in your DNA? You know, for so many of us who try to eat right and get enough rest, the answer is, believe it or not, yes. The problem isn't always your lifestyle. Sometimes it's just a tiny little genetic glitch.
And I get how frustrating this is. Someone tells you to just get more sleep and you kind of want to scream, right? Because you wake up feeling like you didn't sleep at all. This isn't about you not trying hard enough. This is about a biological mismatch happening inside your body. And we're going to explore exactly what that means. All right, so let's dive into what I'm calling your DNA's energy glitch. We're going to look at a very specific gene that, when it's not working at 100%, can basically throw a wrench into your whole system, leaving you feeling drained no matter what you do. Okay, so meet the MTHFR gene. Yeah, that name is a total mouthful. Methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase. But don't worry about that. Just think of it as the master switch for your body's energy. Its main job is to take the folate, which is vitamin B9, from your food and flip it into the active form your cells can actually use to create energy. If this switch doesn't work right, the whole production line just kind of stops. So when that MTHFR switch is working perfectly, it powers this incredible process called methylation. And methylation, well, it's basically your body's engine. I mean, this is happening billions of times every single second, repairing your DNA, clearing out toxins, and, most important for us right now, creating ATP. That's the actual energy currency that your cells run on. Now here's the absolute kicker. If you have a common variation, or a glitch in that MTHFR gene, that master switch is faulty. What does that mean for you? It means your body's engine might only be running at, say, 30 to 60% of its full potential. Just imagine trying to get through your day with your phone battery stuck at 50%. That's exactly what could be happening inside your body. And before you start thinking this is some super rare, bizarre condition, check out this number. Up to 40%, that's almost half, of the population has one of these common MTHFR gene variants. So this isn't some fringe issue. It's a really widespread genetic trait that leaves millions of people with what we call a methylation block. Just wondering, why am I so exhausted all the time? So, how do you know if this is actually you? Well, this kind of genetic fatigue, it feels different from just being tired after a long week. So let's run through a quick checklist, see if any of this sounds a little too familiar. Okay, sign number 1, the caffeine crash. You know this one. You drink a coffee, you get maybe a quick 15-minute boost, and then bam, it's straight into anxiety or this weird jittery exhaustion. Number 2, morning heavy-headedness. It feels like your brain just refuses to turn on until 11 a.m. no matter how early you went to bed. And finally, number 3, exercise intolerance. You do a moderate workout and instead of feeling good, you feel completely crashed for the next day or even 2 days. Now this is where it gets really wild. So many of us are trying to do the right thing for our health, but we could be accidentally making things worse. This brings us to a huge and kind of shocking problem, the folic acid mistake. Yep, that daily multivitamin you're taking could actually be a part of the reason you're so tired. And this really shows what we call the folate paradox. So on one side, you have folic acid. That's the synthetic version you find in most cheap supplements and fortified foods. If you have that MTHFR glitch, your body just can't convert it properly. It builds up, it clogs the system, and it can actually make your fatigue worse. But on the other side, you have methylfolate. This is the active, body-ready form. It completely bypasses that broken genetic switch and delivers the fuel directly to your methylation engine. So what's actually happening when all that unconverted stuff builds up? Well, a faulty MTHFR gene often leads to high levels of something called homocysteine. And I absolutely love this analogy. Think of high homocysteine as sludge in your blood. It gums up the works, creating inflammation in your blood vessels and your brain. And that is a direct cause of that deep physical fatigue and that frustrating brain fog. But here is the really good news in all of this. You are not stuck with a slow engine for life. Your genetics are not your destiny. Think of them more like a roadmap. Once you understand your own unique genetic code, you can learn how to work with it, not against it. Let's talk about how you can bypass this glitch and finally get your power back. So the very first, most important step is to just stop guessing. If these symptoms are hitting home, you can't just keep trying random supplements and hoping for the best. You need to know what is actually going on inside your body. It is time to stop treating the symptoms and finally understand the root cause. And that is exactly where genetic testing comes in.
This is how you get that critical information. A simple at-home DNA test can pinpoint your exact MTHFR variant, whether it's the C677T type or the A1298C type. And this isn't just a bunch of data, it's your personalized energy roadmap. The test is super easy, just a quick saliva sample. And with those results, you can learn how to bypass the genetic glitch with targeted nutrition, like simply switching to the right kind of folate. And the best part? Most people who make these specific changes report a really significant lift in their energy in as little as 2 weeks.
So let's just end on this thought right here. If you've been pushing yourself harder and harder just to make it through the day, the answer isn't more effort. It's not another cup of coffee. It's not forcing yourself to the gym when you're just wiped out. The solution is better information about your own body. What does your DNA say about your energy? Asking that question could honestly change everything for you.